Happiness Coach, and this is the Sunday evening live. It's 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time, and we are inside Work on Workplace Relations with Aastha. And we are live on three platforms right now: YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook, all three together. So, a very warm welcome to all of you joining in on all the three platforms. Such a pleasure. As always, I start by saying how I'm feeling. So I'm really excited. Always a pleasure to come for these live sessions, and you all join in live and you participate and you share. It is really worthwhile. So I really enjoy that. Great. So let me know as you drop in. That you've come here and you drop me a hi so that I know who's here. Hi, Kim Raj Parihar. Good. Today I'm able to see who's here. Welcome. Thank you for joining in. So, quickly to tell you, those of you who are here for the first time, Work on Workplace Relations with Aastha is all about your work experience, relationships at workplace, which create your work experience. And what can you do to take them to the next level? What can you do so that the whole work experience becomes better? It's blissful. Hi, Mukta. Welcome. Good to have you here. So, today I want to talk about what causes you to give up or quit. And I would really want all of you, wherever you resonate, whatever rings a bell, do let me know. So, what context? Let me just set a little bit of a context. Giving up or quitting. So, you quit the organization, and then who is responsible for that? It's the boss, it's the colleague, it's the work environment, or you are not able to perform the way you expected or the way your manager expected, and then who do you blame? Yeah. So giving up or quitting happens in so many different areas at workplace. So you give up on a relationship, you give up on the organization, it's not working, let me move on. Or in some form or the other every day. Now what really causes, let's understand what causes you to give up or quit. We are quite often tempted to say that the organization is at fault, the culture is very bad, right? I understand that at the level of organization, yes, there are things that need to be done and there are responsibilities that need to be worked upon. But what I want to talk about here, one very fundamental thing which is missing when you constantly keep giving up or you quit and you don't persist, is an inspiring why. Okay, so when you are constantly surviving, when you don't have a why, or you have a why which is not really inspiring, I want to earn this much money, I want to be at that position. Now that can give you the excitement, that can give you that momentary pleasure for sure, right? But in the long run, when you keep surrendering, and maybe not surrendering, you keep giving in for these whys, okay, then what happens? There is nothing to really look forward to, there is nothing that makes you persist. You are only in the survival mode, you keep giving in, and there comes a point when you're not able to take that any longer. So whatever you have been ignoring, whatever you have been sidelining, whatever you have not been paying attention to, right, wherever you have not been asserting, wherever you've not been looking at what's happening with me, why is this relation not working, or what is it that I need to bring, what more effort can I put, all of this doesn't even occur because you're simply in the survival mode. All you care about are those superficial whys, if at all, but other than that, you're just busy running the race, right? So in the long run, when there is no why, then there is no vision, there is nothing to really align to. You just going about doing things, so you don't even look at what do I really need to do. This is not working out right now, what can I do here which will take me towards, so that towards is absolutely missing. Yeah. Just to let you know, if you have a why, if you have something inspiring, which is why I'm doing this, what is it that kicks me, what is it that excites me, where do I want to go as a result of this, how do I want to move forward? When you have all of that and you visualize it every day, you think about it, it's there in your thoughts, in your beliefs, it's there in every cell of your body. When you've kind of you know uh, thought about it, visualized, worked upon it, and you're doing it every day because it inspires you, then you also start to look at, okay, that's where I want to be, or this is why I'm moving in this direction, or this is why I'm doing this. So what do I need? So you have that clarity. It is exciting for you, it is inspiring for you. When something is inspiring for me, when something is exciting, I want to work for it. Then either ways there will be breakdowns, whether you are simply surviving or you have a vision, you have a defined why which is inspiring. Either ways breakdowns are going to happen. But in a case where you have a why which is like, inspiring and gives you that kick, in that case you will always look at it from a place of, okay, yes, there is a breakdown, yes, I've not been able to perform, yes, my boss, maybe the camaraderie is not as good, the organization right now doesn't provide, or I'm not able to really enjoy the culture. But then instead of a blaming context, you look at it from a place of, what more can I do? What is needed for me, which is in sync with that why, which is in sync with where do I want to go? That's the vision. But when there's no why, there's no vision, there is absolutely no direction, nothing to look forward to. So all you're doing is surviving, 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 and then everything comes from survival. So then there is no connection, then you're all the time disconnecting, giving in, away from your core values, not being able to express your full potential. Everything then goes, it's like a whole circle. So you're within that, and that cannot be fulfilling because it's coming from a place of survival, it's coming from a place of, let it be. The idea is to earn more, the idea is to get that promotion, the idea is to maybe jump because I'm getting a better package, or the idea is to let just continue, I mean, somehow I keep my job alive, right? Those could be powerful whys in the current moment, but randomly do they inspire you? They are more coming from a place of fear. And when they're coming from a place of fear, when they're coming from a place of I need to prove, something to somebody, or I need to be, I'm supposed to be doing this, then it's not really empowering. And when you have, on the contrary, the why may not be a one night journey, it may take a little while. Sometimes you may say, oh, I'm at a stage of my career where I cannot just suddenly change things, agreed. But within whatever it is, wherever you stand today, just look at the possibility of creating a why. And I can tell you, it just happens. I was just thinking about this topic, and I recalled, I think my earlier jobs, just where I was starting my career sometime, and this was in Mumbai. One of the organizations, they asked me, um, whether would you want to get into sales or marketing. I think I faintly remember, not exactly sales or marketing. And you know what I said? I said, anything is fine, anything would do. Sales, marketing. If you ask me at that point in time, I wanted marketing. I was quite excited about the whole marketing thing, right? Not that I had the clarity, but I could not get myself to say marketing. I said whatever it is. So because remember, every time I talk about my corporate journey, it was coming from a place of fear. Okay, मिल तो रहा है जो भी है, let it be. Sales to sales sahi. Now, when you get into that kind of a thing, now that's an example I'm giving, that's one flavor of it. There could be so many different flavors where we have been going on, and I've seen so many leaders saying that they're just there without any why vision, right? So I'm not talking about switching careers, I'm not getting into a career coaching kind of a thing. All I'm saying is, wherever you are, if only you can create, if only you can create, figure out, identify a why for you, it gives you a direction, an inspiring why. You may have a why right now, an inspiring, powerful why, which gives you a direction. When you have a direction, when you know this is what I'm aiming for, then what will happen? You will start to identify, what do I need for that why? Who do I need to become for that why? To be where I want to be, which could be in terms of the position, which could be in terms of the kind of leader that I am, which could be in terms of what I am doing to my people, how I'm impacting them, which could be in terms of what I'm creating within the organization, within the industry, or next level, what is it that I'm doing in terms of contributing, anything. But wherever I am, when you have that why and that vision, then you will start to think about what's needed, what more can I do, what's missing. So you start to look at it from a place of, how can I do more here, what more can I do? And when you start to do that, then in every situation, instead of blaming, you may end up blaming, but you will still look at, अच्छा मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ यहाँ पे, what can I do, what more can I bring here, is there something that I'm missing out? When you do that, then whether it is a relationship that you want to give up on, whether it is an organization that you want to give up on, whether it is a job profile that you want to give up on, before giving up, before quitting, you will always give it a fair chance. You are going to put in efforts coming from a place of, what more can I provide? It just changes the whole, I think, the whole situation, the whole chemistry. Hi, Ashwini. I'm glad you're able to resonate with this. Mukta, you're saying we consider our current reality as permanent. Yeah, absolutely. Correct, correct. We are so engrossed and so caught up in the current, and yes, if I may use the word reality, it is the reality. This is how it is, and this is how it's going to be. So I think, yeah, great point made there. That then there is no vision of any possibility. We don't look at possibility, and the whole, we're so sucked up into what's there, and what's there, also not really what's there, but whatever view we have of what's there, and which comes from the belief systems, how I'm interpreting the whole thing and the meaning that I'm attaching to it from my beliefs. And I say, this is what it is, this is how it's going to be, nothing beyond this. And therefore, yep. Hi, Dipanvita. The importance of present moment is so underrated. Yes. Yes. True. Definitely. If we could only be in the, I'm sorry, if we could only be in the present moment, and, that just gives us so much more power to be present to what is, and not get sucked into what we think it is, which is coming from the belief system, like looking at, absorbing, or seeing things the way they are, just simply by being in that present moment. Surely. Yes. So I think, very great points made here, but essentially, it's about it's about, you know looking at the context, where are you approaching the whole thing from? And as long as you are stuck in the survival mode, which is, we are operating from, you will only operate from what you have, which is your belief system. You're an outcome of your belief system. But when you're creating that why, that also that involves doing that work on your belief system, for sure. But once you've created that forwarding beliefs, and within those forwarding beliefs, your why, then there is something to look forward to. There's something that inspires you. And then when you start to move in the direction of, this is what it is, and that's, I would say, don't get rigid about it, because we have been so rigid about things. We have been, this is what it is, this is what it is not. I see a lot of rigidity around this. I've done that, and I see so many leaders who are absolutely clear. No, 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 no. This doesn't work. This is not how it is, and that somewhere robs us of our uh, power and ability and the happiness that exploring gives, robs us of our creativity, robs us of possibility to really think of possibility. Everything goes away. So be flexible, be willing to explore, don't be very harsh on yourself, which is I'm saying what to do starting now. So, starting now, look at what is my why, and not why for this job role, this organization, but what's my why in the corporate career? What's my why in the organization, or in the career that I'm looking at, wherever I am? What's that why that's driving me right now? And what is that why which would be really inspiring, which would be like wow for me, which will be like, every morning I'll be like super inspired about it. So when you are able to identify that over time, exploring, figuring out, may take back and forth, but faintly also when you start to do it, it's not about creating a draft which is like absolutely perfect, but it's about getting that idea also, and that idea starting to live inside of you. I think that just changes everything. It just you know gives you that space where, okay, something is not happening my way, no problem, let me see. Things will not happen my way throughout. What is it that I'm up to? Okay, so what more can I do here? What muscle do I need to build? And that will come from where? Who do I need to become in order to be there? In my current shape and form, I won't be able to reach there, right? So who do I need to become? What is it that's there? So the vision that which is coming from that why, and and for that, what is it that you need? These go hand in hand. So the perspective then changes. It changes. So this is not a standalone activity for sure. It is a part of all the work that you do on yourself. But I'm just talking about one aspect, which is every time you think of giving up, every time you say, I'm going to quit the organization, I think it's just not working. The relationships are not as great. The culture is not good. I can't be staying here. I need to quit. Yes, like I always say, you may want to quit. You may still think no, quitting is the only option, but where are you coming for? Have you really put in all the efforts? Have you done what is needed? Have you worked on yourself? Have you brought to the table what is needed, which is in sync with that why, if at all that why exists? And consider, maybe, I don't know, you have to see in your life that why is probably missing, right? So I think this is what I wanted to really talk about, and again, coming from some of the interactions that I've recently had, and very very quickly, one of the big things that comes is quit the organization, quit the organization, quit the organization. Imagine what kind of a race it is. Quit this, go to the next one, that's going to be amazing. Quit this, move to the next one, that's going to be amazing. And consider, still what happens is everywhere you find something missing. Everywhere there is a challenge that you're able to figure out. Hello Pramodji, welcome. So everywhere that challenge happens, you're not able to really sustain for a simple reason, because it's again that race of survival with nothing to look forward to. It's like jumping from this to this. Acha, this is not working. Let me go here. Acha, this is not working. Maybe that one. Oh no, no, that there. This is not there. So then maybe the fourth one. Acha, okay, but this is also not. And there comes a point where you're like, I'm tired of jumping, because it's no consequence, it's not leading you anywhere, because you don't even know where you want to go. So the current why is very very superficial. Yeah, true, it just becomes, it becomes a loop, and people just rest their hopes on this one thing, ki at least things will change. And a lot of times things change for a little period, because it's like a break in the pattern, but then you quickly go back to the same pattern, quickly go back to feeling the same things. Many factors are beyond our control, which we don't acknowledge. Okay. Yes, there are a lot of factors which are beyond our control. So what's the context of saying this, Mukta? I didn't get you. We don't acknowledge that this is. So, are you saying that we are obsessed with those factors which are not in our control, and we don't acknowledge the fact that this is not in my control? Is that what you're saying? So, so instead of fussing or blaming, if that's what Mukta is saying, over this is not working and this is not happening, which is actually not in my control, really. If I can only see, like every time, I think everything boils down to the work that I'm doing here. And as long as I'm able to see this is what I can bring in my journey, because that's not in my control, like quitting, but none of them is in my control. None of the bosses, none of the colleagues, none of your subordinates, none of the organizational environments, none of it is going to be in your control ever, ever. And each will have or present its own share of challenges, which will be challenges in the sense how you're really looking at it and how you're interpreting it. You can really create problems, and if you want you can actually eliminate those problems. It's just about how you're interpreting the whole situation and how you're responding to it, which is again work, so rather than quitting, giving up, how about building that muscle that tomorrow, today when it's 5 people, tomorrow when there'll be 50 people, if that's what you aspire and you aspire to be at, then if there are 50 people, then there'll be 50 different things. I won't be able to control those 50, but within that, how can I stay how I'm supposed to in the sense, who would I need to be so that I can stay calm, I can stay empowered, plus I can ensure that those 50 people also are calm, peaceful. What do I need for that? So, this person today who feels like quitting up, giving up on everything, when goes to that level, whatever that aspiration is, wherever it is, it doesn't mean you've got to become the CEO of the organization, but whatever that aspiration is, this I'm saying in terms of wherever you want to be in life. For you to be there wherever you are, you've got to build that muscle, right? At that point, at that stage, you may not want to quit and give up. So that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, Mukta, right. Thought so. Yes, so I think I hope this made sense. Those of you who were live, who joined here, thank you so much for that. And those of you who will be watching this, listening to this later also, I hope this makes some sense. Do let me know what are your thoughts on this, and since you are those of you who are really in that situation in the organization, and you experience this tendency, you want to quit, you want to give up, or you know of people around you, what really happens, what is it that you go through, really how do you feel, what is it that you think, and how do you really process all of it, what happens. So do share your experiences, do share how you deal with it, right, your thoughts around this, your experiences. And I think that's what will make real real growth. That's what's going to contribute to real growth. That will be enriching, because we need different perspectives, right? So do let me know what resonates, what's your takeaway, and yeah, that's about it. So I'm going to see you next Sunday with yet another topic in the same show, Work on Workplace Relations with Aastha. But until then, it's a week, complete week. Have a great week with a lot of action, but at the same time, if only you can be more conscious in whatever you are doing, if only you could be more aware of what you're doing every day. Okay, I'm telling you just simple awareness about what you're doing each day, the actions that you're taking, and where is it coming from, what's going on here, how are you feeling, and questioning yourself around that can also help you get a lot of accesses. So if you feel stuck, if you feel, no, this is not working for me, please go inside rather than getting into that blame mode, rather than trying to change things outside. Please start doing this. Start to get aware of what has triggered me, what is causing me the pain, what is making me or giving me that feeling that I must quit, I want to give up, this is not working. What is causing me to feel so restless? Ask this. When you ask this and when you reflect, you will get to know, so just spend time doing that rather than blaming, rather than trying to change things outside and trying to mold that which is not in your control. Yeah. Great. Thank you so much. Thank you, all of you. Thank you, Mukta. And I'm going to see you next week. Lots of love, lots of happiness. Bye bye. Have a great, great week ahead. Take care. Bye.